Our keynote speaker tonight is Mr. Piers, Director and CEO of the Toronto International Film Festival. To start, let's watch a video presentation first.
Hello, everyone. Wan Chong Hao, and welcome to the TIFF Bell Lightbox as we celebrate the official opening of our flagship summer program, A Century of Chinese Cinema.
We have a special guest who's come in to say hello to you. Kind of a surprise for us all, but backstage we have Mr. Chris Tucker, Jackie's co-star in Rush Hour. Chris Tucker.
By 2020, our box office will be bigger than North America.
Thank you so much for coming tonight, and enjoy the 80 films in a century of Chinese cinema.
You know, we need this kind of event. It makes everybody understand everybody. China welcome you, Jackie Chan welcome you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. So that gives you a very quick idea of some of the programming that we do, not just in the 10 days of the film festival, but 365 days a year. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that now. But before I start, I'd just like to thank Mr. Alan Kwong. What an amazing job he has done. Alan, thank you so much for inviting me here tonight to be the keynote speaker. I'm very, very honored. And your Association of Chinese Canadian Entrepreneurs. What a wonderful venture that this is. I'd like to also, a special recognition goes to many friends here tonight, but in particular Minister Michael Chan, who has been a great partner and a huge supporter of TIFF's activities over the years. It's wonderful to be in a room with so many friends, ministers, mayors, city councillors, Consul General Fang Li, Victoria Low, the Poe family, the Canadian Foundation for Chinese Heritage Preservation, and many, many more. Thank you all for being here tonight. I'm just going to quickly walk you through why TIFF has turned into the organization, the success that it actually has. So what is TIFF? TIFF is one of the preeminent film organizations in the world. It's absolutely amazing. This organization that's now 38 years old has risen to become one of the most successful film organizations in the world. Our mission is a simple one, to transform the way people see the world through film. Our vision is to be the global center for film culture. Move over Hollywood. Why not be ambitious? So why do we do what we do? Well, moving images surround us every single day. Just look at what your children are doing with their time. They're looking at moving images on tablets, phones, and of course their PDAs. Becoming visually literate is almost as important as learning how to read and write these days. So what does TIFF do? We provide all kinds of experiences for our audiences, social and community, we knit the community together, educational experiences for all ranges of audiences. Of course, we provide all kinds of amazing entertainment and transformative experiences, which are really, I think, fundamental to who and what we are as an organization. But we finally want to deepen our audience's understanding of what we think is the most important form of communications ever invented, the moving image. We want to deepen our understanding of other cultures, and TIFF, 365 days a year, it's a voyage through issues confronting the rest of the world. It really is a trip through the world and all of these amazing countries. Now, my role at TIFF, I became the director and CEO almost 20 years ago. In fact, on April 1st, a couple of days from now, I'll never forget that day, April Fool's Day, I was named CEO of TIFF. I set the strategic and artistic direction of the organization, and when I came on board, I really wanted to internationalize the festival. It had a great reputation, but it was a lot of English language film, and I wanted to internationalize it, and at the same time, also Canadianize the festival, because I deeply believed in the roots that we have in our own community. Wanted to champion homegrown talent. We've got so many wonderful filmmakers from coast to coast, deepen our relationship with our audiences, and finally, broaden the festival, which was a 10-day event, into a year-round organization with a building of its own. Just a little bit of organizational history. This began as the Festival of Festivals in 1976, and it was started by 3 entrepreneurs, 3 film producers, who I think finally, at the end of the day, wanted a place to show their own films. But they also, their vision was to reflect the multicultural mix of Toronto, and this was 38 years ago, before Toronto was turned into what it is now. They wanted to create a huge, large public event, because many other film festivals in the world didn't have a large public, and bring this incredible profile to Toronto as a film production center. And just a few statistics in a second. So right now, where is the festival in 2014? Well, it's now considered one of the 2 top film festivals in the world, along with the Cannes Film Festival. It's the largest public film festival in the world, which is phenomenal here in Toronto. It's become a must-attend festival for the international film industry. Buyers, sellers, producers, talent agents, financiers, and of course film talent come from around the world to discuss new projects, to discover new talent, and of course to network. This is a huge entrepreneurial activity. The next step for the organization was to actually build a home. A 10-day festival is fantastic, it's wonderful, but at the end of the day, it's only 10 days. So you're only talking to your audience on a limited basis. You're talking to your sponsors on a limited basis. So we began year-round programming in 1990 and decided to build our own home in 2000. And this was the biggest risk we took as an organization. Our budget at this point in time, our annual budget was $10 million. And we set out on a $200 million capital campaign. The building itself actually cost $140 million. The money came from 3 levels of government, the corporate sector, and from individual donors. It was fantastic, the support we got from every level here in the country. TIFF Bell Lightbox, our new home, has 5 cinemas running every single day, 2 exhibition galleries, 3 learning studios, 2 restaurants, and a wonderful retail store. Part of the building was actually supported by the Chinese community. Nine families collectively contributed $250,000 to help build the building. We named a box and cinema one in their name. And here are the names of the people, some of whom are in the room today. I'd like to thank all of them. Justin, who knew you had such a voice? We should get you back to the building to do some special entertainment for us. But Dr. Vivian Poe, congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Award tonight, and thank you so much for supporting our building. The programming that we put into the building, we show films every single day of the year. What are these films? New films, international and Canadian films, old films as well, the history of the cinema. We want to give people a sense of the past of cinema, which I think is one of the most amazing art forms ever created. We have films for children and families, films for teens. So we touch all kinds of audiences. We do all kinds of outreach to universities, colleges, and high schools. Films for specialized audiences. Books on Film is one of our series. Food on Film. And another amazing series. We partner with other film organizations, not just here in Toronto like Hot Docs, but also around the world, the British Film Institute, the Toronto Real Asian Film Festival, another amazing festival here in Toronto, and ACCME, the Australian Centre for the Moving Image, but many, many hundreds of film organizations around the world. Our impact, so this for entrepreneurs, the entrepreneurs in the room, our annual economic impact now is an amazing $189 million. That's every single year. TIFF and all of its activities, almost $200 million. What an investment in the community and what an investment in the arts. Our total annual attendance is getting close to 2 million a year. Significant tourism impact. People come from around the world. All kinds of film industry sales get done as well. Many films are bought and sold in Toronto. We clearly brand the city during the film festival because there's international media literally from every single country, every single continent. And we help sustain $1 billion of film production activity in Toronto. So go back to the original vision of our founders, where they wanted to put Toronto on the map as a film production center. And now there's $1 billion of production happening here in this city. That's incredible. Our international focus, we're showing films every year from 95 countries. 50% of them are non-English language. Films from Asia, from Europe, from Latin America, from Africa, and we focused on those continents over the year. We have a 30-year history with Asian cinema. It's always been a priority. Why? Because of the quality of the films. The films 30 years ago led us to Asia. We started to bring these films back to the festival. We had a special program in 1987 called Eastern Horizons. Then we started an annual program of Asian films in 1992. 2004, we hosted a creative financing session on Asia, and a couple of years ago, hosted and started the NetPAC Award for Best Asian Feature Film. Discovering new Asian talent and bringing them to international attention was one of the key roles of the festival, and we were there for many of these filmmakers, and I know you will know these names: John Woo, Wong Kar-wai, Zhang Yimou, Shen Kai-ge, Zhai Zhangke, Ang Lee, Ho Xiaoshen, Edward Yang, Simon Liang, and An Hui. All of these filmmakers have been to the Toronto Film Festival, and many of them we showed their very first films. We hosted the Asian Film Summit in 2012 and 2013. It was a one-day conference during the festival. It was an ongoing commitment on our behalf to build bridges between Asia and the West. And of course, it brought together an international group of industry experts and the programming explored the East-West relationship. The talent in attendance, none other than Jackie Chan, Johnny To, the fantastic Hong Kong filmmaker Harvey Weinstein, the amazing distributor Bill Kong, wonderful producer, Tatsumi Tom Yoda from Japan, Mira Nair from India, and Keanu Reeves, who's just done this huge Hollywood Chinese co-production, US-Chinese co-production. And then last year, we hosted a Century of Chinese Cinema in our building. It was a comprehensive exploration of the history of Chinese film, art, and culture. We showed 80 films from 1922, some of the silent films to the present. It was an unprecedented partnership. We got the film archives, China Film Archive in Beijing, the Hong Kong Film Archive in Hong Kong, and the Chinese Taipei Film Archive. For the very first time, all three of them collaborated on this phenomenal retrospective, which is just about to open in London, England in June. Who came? Jackie Chan, Johnny To, Chen Kai-ge, Nansen Shi, Yang Fudong, Nora Miao, who's living here in Toronto, and Ivy Ling Po. Fu Hongqing, the director of the China Film Archive, who was instrumental in helping us with this program, came, and of course, the Consul General Fang Li. Thank you so much for supporting this. So what's the future of our organization? We've done a lot in 38 years. We've built our own building. We have the second most successful, or one of the 2 top film festivals in the world. Now we want to go global. We actually want to take our programming around the world. We want to be really, really ambitious with that dream. More outreach and audience development in select markets. Our 40th anniversary is next year, and I think we're actually going to go global with a lot of our programming and be in some international cities, so please watch out for those announcements. Of course, we're living in a world of the digital, and digital extension is going to be a key part of our life, not just here in Toronto and Ontario, Canada, but also around the world. China continues to be a priority, as does Asia. We want to develop relationships and partners and position TIFF as a key player between China, Asia, and the international industry. We need your help and support. In what way? Partnerships, networking, ideas, relationships. Just me being here tonight. The relationships that we've established with the Chinese community for our building. Alan's amazing support for us. And of course, you all being here tonight. If there's any way we can help move forward this agenda, this wonderful agenda, we're here. Please contact me. So thank you very much. And it's been a huge honor for me to have been invited tonight as your keynote speaker. Thank you so much.